everybody! Always good to be back with you for another live edition of AH Live. And today is episode 87. We have a very special guest all the way from the Bay Area, Northern California, bassist extraordinaire Tony Saunders. And we got to know each other maybe 6 months ago to a year ago. I had the honor of working on his brand new album, All About Love, and I did a tune for him called Summertime Love, which features the one and only Jasmine Gent. But Tony has been just rising up the charts. He's got a great single out right now and an incredible history. I mean, he has played with the Who's Who, and of course we'll get into that in the interview. And he's also a 2-time Emmy Award winner. So lots of accolades, lots of great stories, and of course some great music. So excited for Tony Saunders in the house today. And speaking of sharing the good vibes, do us a favor, click share. We're here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And also do us a favor and follow Adam Holly Artist page, because you can find out about all of the shows that I have coming up, everything else that's going on in my world, and of course hang out with us here every Wednesday. But hey, let's get started with some music. And I'm going to post this a little bit later in the week, maybe tomorrow. But I feel so honored and so grateful to all of you, all the listeners. Specifically, I got my year-end Spotify summary, and we almost just a hair under 3 million streams for the year. So feel so fortunate for that. And my number one song for the year was a tune off of my third album, Escape. And it was a tune that featured Marcus Anderson, the great saxophonist, all the way from Raleigh, Durham. And it's a tune called Can't Stop. So I figured, hey, it's the number one song for 2021 on Spotify. So why don't we play it today? Can't Stop. goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting started on a Wednesday. That was a little bit of Can't Stop. I feel so fortunate. That was my #1 song on Spotify for 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. And hey, I've got a shout out before we get to the interview. Our very dear friend of the show, well, both of them are very dear friends of the show, Peter Nicholas and Joy Nicholas. Joy reached out and relayed to me that it is Peter's 65th birthday. Oh my goodness. You wouldn't be able to tell looking at him. He looks incredible. So happy birthday. Happy 65th, Peter. We're so honored for you to spend it with us, and we hope you have an amazing birthday. And if anyone else out there has any shout-outs, birthdays, anniversaries, etc., drop them in the comments. My lovely wife, Kat, will be monitoring, and we'll make sure to do some more shout-outs later on. But happy birthday, Peter! All right, as I mentioned, we've got this incredible individual, Tony Saunders, who was nice enough to sit down with me for a Zoom interview a few days ago, and so we're going to hear from him in just a second. But a quick reminder, if you want to help out the show, we make it real easy. You can click the link in the description. That'll take you to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can also get to my website if you want to grab a copy of any of my 4 albums. And of course, you can contribute through stars as well in the Facebook portal. So we appreciate you guys so much and hope you enjoy interview and selection from Tony Saunders.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Good to see you. I like it. Bay Area to the core. You got the Golden Gate back there.
Hey, when I told my dad I was going to play bass, he looked at me and said some superlatives and said, boy, I didn't spend all this money on you at the conservatory. What you talking about? You want to play bass? And he definitely got in my case and in my face. And so what he did was we went to the studio every day, and he was working on his stuff, right? And they locked me in the vocal booth, for like 2 or 3 hours with that bass, and it was cool. It was cool. And then like in 3 years later, I was playing with him. So then he said, "Oh, this is the son that I had to play bass with." So I'd have somebody to play bass with me, and it was everything that he did. So I grew up in the Fantasy Studios, right? Yeah. So the biggest group was Creedence Clearwater Revival. So I used to watch them guys when I was a little kid, practice in the rehearsal room, right?
Wow.
And then when Saul Zaentz started doing movies, they did Cuckoo's Nest, and they converted some of the studios into like TV, like production houses. And I think the next big hit that they had, because Wayne Henderson had Studio C, so that the original Walking on Sunshine with the Blackbirds, that was I watched them cut that, and actually they used Kevin Tony used my dad's keyboard clavinet to play on that song, and I walked the clavinet over to him when they was cutting the track, and Sheila E and her dad had a track on me and Sheila E played on the track. She was 16, I think I'm 17 because I'm a year older than her. And just lots of stories, and getting to see a lot. I saw Carol Kay play a bunch of sessions. Just some serious history. But it was cool. And then and Chuck Rainey was my dad's best friend, right? One of my dads. So Chuck Rainey would be at the house, man, and I go, "Oh yeah, man, how you do this?" And he go, "Tony, don't be telling people how to do this stuff," because he said, like how he did at the beginning of Sanford and Son. He showed me how to do that. He said, "Now when you do that, bend over. Don't let people see how you do that." He said, and man, so I got like, I saw Anthony Jackson play. Anthony Jackson would never let me see him play. I walk into the studio and he would go like this. "No, you practice, dude." I spent a day with Jocko. I said, "Jocko, how you do this?" He said, "Practice, Tony." You get better. Get better.
Man, that is a mouthful right there. Those are some names. And when I was reading about you, I didn't realize you're a 2-time Emmy Award winner. Tell us about that. That's crazy.
The first time I won an Emmy was with my dad when I first started playing. 14 years old. my dad, we did this PBS special called Soul Is about all these poetry that these little kids had done from Oakland, right? And so I had just learned my first couple of bass lines, and my dad goes, play boom, and I go boom, and then he go boom, 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 boom. So whatever he told me, I played, and it went with this poetry for the kids, and it won this award for Best Children's Special, then it won an Emmy. You know, it won an Emmy for a PBS special, for music on a PBS special. So I won that one with my dad, and we were working for, you're probably too young for film strips. Do you remember film strips?
Oh, yeah, it's a little before my time, it sounds like.
Yeah, so in school, we used to have film strips before DVDs and CDs, right? And film strips would come just like up on the screen, and then every time you hear a bing, you move it to the next film, Well, those had music to them, and we worked for this place called Harkoff, Brace, and Jovanovich, which put out all the school books for all of the ones that would go across the nation. So me and my dad did all that music, and it was through doing that, we got the Soul Is theme and won an Emmy. Then the second Emmy I won, I was working for Cisco Systems, and I was working for this television program they had called Digital Beyond Digital. And I did 31 episodes for them, and one of them I had to do Chinese music on the episode. And so all the cool funk stuff I've done, all the cool R&B, jazz stuff I've done, no, I get an Emmy for writing Chinese music. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And basically, I just went to the, back in the day, as you know, we used to go to the record store and listen with the headphones on. So I listened to the headphones on for about a week, and then I bought like four traditional Chinese records, and the episode, it's like traditional. It was how China was learning about the digital era.
Wow. No, that's incredible. Incredible. And you mentioned quite a few of the incredible artists over the years you've been in touch with, but there's one more I wanted to bring up. I saw you had a connection with Jerry Garcia.
Oh yeah, my dad played with Jerry Garcia. So I grew up in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. So when the hippies came in 1965, I lived on the corner right in the middle of that. So I don't know who I saw in the park. Like, you know what I mean? I saw Jimi Hendrix play. You know what I mean? I know I saw Jimi Hendrix play. I know I saw the guy, Jerry Garcia, and the Grateful Dead play because they lived right up the street on Ashbury. And I saw them play in the park. So we had to go to bed at 9 o'clock, right? And my grandmother would be complaining in 65 about the music going on. You know, it's like, my baby's got to go to sleep, right? And then 3 years later, this guy's playing with my dad. You know what I mean? And then what happened was, so that bass player that played with Jerry Garcia with my dad, his name was John Kahn. He showed me a lot, right? He told me about James Jamerson, you know, and he's a soulful player. And so I would sit in on the last couple of songs, and then he went out on the road with this group for about 3 weeks. And I used to just use his bass to sit in on the last couple of songs. And we're driving to a gig, right? And my dad goes, "Oh, you need to bring your bass today." And I'm going like, "What? That's different." And then so halfway up there, he goes, "Tony, you know, John ain't here today. You're gonna play the whole gig." I'm going like, "What?" But I knew everything that he played because I idolized him so much. You know, when you idolize somebody, you take it all in. And plus with my piano chops, so I stood by my dad's left hand, and he was playing organ, and I just looked at what he played, and then what I knew, and then and what I knew of the bass lines, and they said that they all were nervous because they didn't know how good I was going to do because it was the first time under pressure. But it's documented by Jerry's roadie that once I finished playing the first set, they were all just like, they all loved me. They said, now we don't have to get any more subs. We can just use Tony.
You know, fast forward to today, now you've got this incredible album you just dropped. Tell us about it.
I went to LA. I met you, met Greg Manning, you know what I mean? And I met Greg Manning at Parlette Studio. One time I'm driving to LA to make it to a session in time, and Parlette calls me and goes, "Hey, Greg is here, so you have to wait." So I said, "No, that's cool. Just keep him there because I want to meet him." So we got to talk, and he did one song on All About Love too. And he said, "Tony, I'm gonna show you a couple things to add to your arsenal, that'll add to your awareness of smooth jazz, that'll widen your audience." And lo and behold, look at this, you know, it's been a miracle. So the album was called In the Meantime, because in the meantime, during the pandemic, this is what I was doing. I was going back and forth, playing with one of your mentors, Paul Jackson Jr. You know, I love playing with him, man, because you don't have to tell him nothing. he sends you back the tracks and you got 5 options, and you end up seeing how he did it and fit him in the song, because he gives you stuff for the hook, stuff for the verses. It's just laid out perfectly. So I did a track with him and Jeff Lorber, and then I did a song with him that we played on Tony's Romance, and he just killed it. And so I wanted to work with him. So basically, I would drive during the pandemic to LA to do sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday, come back home on Thursday, and this album was born, and it has a lot of great people on it, a lot of great songs. And so one night I woke up and I told my wife, I said, you know what, since we got these songs, Forever Yours, And the Beat Goes On, we got all these Summertime Love, what I did with you, all these songs talk about love. So I'm gonna call the CD All About Love.
It's been so awesome just getting to hear the lineage and everything you've been up to. Congrats on the record. The single's doing great. So, man, before we get out of here, just let us know where we can keep in touch, where we can find you online.
You could go to TonySaunders.com, and there, if you join my mailing list, I'll send you the latest single whenever they come out. So you'll have a free download every time I release a single. Plus, you'll know every place that I play in America, and hopefully getting back to Europe. I want to go back to Europe. I was doing so well in Europe. France, I can get around Paris and southern France and Marseille. Avignon is my favorite city in France. I can get around there just like America. So I want to get back to Paris, play the what's that club? I can't remember the club's name now. But I just want to get back. New Morning Cafe. That's where we are. Marcus plays, all the cats play. I want to get back there and spread my wealth around the world.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tony, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Oh, yes, the one and only Tony Saunders. Oh, that was so much fun. He's got such incredible stories. I can't imagine. My parents were very supportive of me being a musician, but they didn't play, they didn't sing, they didn't really listen to music. So Tony was talking a great deal there about his legendary father, Merle Saunders. And hey, that's a great way to get in the business right there. So pretty cool. Thanks, Tony, for taking the time to sit down and for sending in that great performance. And hey, you know what time it is? It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat, with the Cat Cam. Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I see you decorated back there. You've got a little bit of a Christmas vibe going.
Just a little bit. I have my cute little my Santa Claus, my melanated Santa.
Yeah.
And it's a countdown to Christmas. So today's the 1st. So
that's right.
Candy cane fits in the
Here, I'm going to switch to just you. Maybe we can
Okay.
get a bigger shot. There we go.
Look at how cute he is. So the candy cane is on December 1st.
I like it.
So cute.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cute. One year I had a dark brown Santa.
Okay.
And a person that I used to know, they were like laughing at it, and they were like, "Oh my God, I've never seen one of those before." Blah blah blah. That was like years ago.
Okay.
And I said, "But why would I have a different Santa in my house? Like this Santa looks like me. Why am I gonna have the Coca-Cola Santa?"
The Coca-Cola Santa.
And then she was just like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." It's like, I know.
I like it though. It's very apropos, and I like the countdown, so we can get in the
I do like the
spirit.
countdown too, right? Yeah.
It's funny too because every time you get to Thanksgiving, it's like, okay, the switch is flipped. Now we start playing Christmas music.
Yeah.
We've got. I went for a walk today. A lot of Christmas lights up. Although some people get started right after Halloween, so I guess it depends on how festive.
Some people get started right after Halloween, or like a lot of our neighbors on our street, they had their lights on Thanksgiving night, and I said, "Oh, we're kind of slipping. This is the only Christmas decor so far in the house."
Well, hey, it's a start. It's a start.
And I love decorating for Christmas, but I don't know.
No, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
But so what are the people saying out there? What are the vibes?
Well, the vibes, there's so many like chats going on.
Okay.
As you know, every week I love watching your guys' little convos in the comment section. But so many people are talking about shows that they bought tickets to, waiting for tickets to go on sale for certain shows. And I did see, so Joyce, I believe it's Aloya. And she says, this is a great interview, Adam, when you were interviewing Tony.
Well, thank you.
And then someone did ask her, did she make it to Mallorca, the Mallorca Jazz Festival getaway? And she said that it was postponed again until October.
Okay.
But then she also said that Algarve is in April.
Oh, okay.
So Algarve is happening before Mallorca this year.
Well, I definitely can highly recommend both of those. We've been to both of them, and they're both fantastic. And we would love to come back. Wink, wink. Let Christian know you want to see some Adam and Kat at the next either Mallorca or Algarve or both.
Or both.
But we had such a blast. It was so much fun. We were actually at Algarve not long before the shutdown because we were there in October of 2019. So that was a very nice trip. We had a great time.
Yeah. That was after Switzerland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is so funny. Ellen Nakata Harper says, have you ever tried to find an Asian Santa? Talk about virtually non-existent.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't think I've seen one. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even when I was growing up, you know, brown Santas, you really had to look. Or you had to go to like designated places that would only have them. You couldn't necessarily go into like a mainstream store like Target or something and find one. So slowly but surely we're getting there.
Right, exactly.
And then of course we have when you opened up the show with your song Can't Stop.
Yes,
Was
Can't
that from
Stop.
Escape?
That was from Escape.
Okay.
And we're celebrating. I don't know if you knew, but we're celebrating because it was my #1 song on Spotify for 2021. I just found out a few hours ago.
Nice.
I got a little graphic.
I was not in the room when Adam was doing the opening segment, but I did hear something about streams.
Yeah. No, it was the #1 tune.
Congratulations.
Thank
Look
you.
at you.
Well, you know, trying to do a little something. So, no, I got a little graphic I'll post tomorrow. But yeah,
That's awesome.
Can't Stop. Yeah, it's a fan favorite.
Can't Stop. And that actually is like my favorite tune.
Aww.
One of my favorite tunes on Escape.
Thank you.
And like I wish the song wouldn't stop. It's like can't stop, but it's like no, don't stop.
Well, and actually, fun fact, that's one of my longer, if not longest songs. I'll have to go look.
Yeah.
But it's over 5 minutes.
It is.
Most of mine are around 4, roughly.
I know because I'm like the song is long, but I just wanted to keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
So when you were opening up, so many people were dancing and saying great song to open up to.
Well, thank you.
And then Connie Epley says your song Rising Up is smoking on Sirius XM on Watercolor.
Yeah, they've been so supportive. They're still spinning it. I caught it the other day and just feel so fortunate. You know, our 7th #1, and they're still playing it. So definitely grateful. And I see a bunch of people, like you mentioned, talking about coming and seeing some shows. Linda Boney, see you at South.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great segue. I do want to throw up the tour schedule because I have one new show to announce. And but before I get to that, in 2 weeks, it's coming up very quickly. We have 3 Christmas shows, bang, 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 and I hope to see you guys at all of them. We'll be at South in Philadelphia on Thursday, December 16th. There's 2 shows, so you can grab that on their website, South Jazz Kitchen. Very excited. We played there right before the shutdown, so can't wait to get back. I'll be in St. Louis for the very first time, December 17th, and that is a co-bill with Phil Denny, friend of the show, and the great Mark Harris, an amazing pianist all the way from St. Louis, and it's going to be a blast. And then finally, we're at the Garage in Richmond, Virginia. My first time at that club. There's also 2 shows that night, and you can get those tickets at thegaragepresents.com, and special guest Philip Doc Martin in the house. So we've got 3 Christmas shows. Hope to see you there. And the new show I wanted to mention is in Fort Worth, January 15th. I don't believe it's on sale yet, but just mark it down in your calendars. We'll be at the downtown Cowtown. And
Cowtown.
also, SoCal people, a lot of you missed us at Spaghettini last time because it sold out about 5 weeks early. So grab your tickets. We're at Spaghettini on January 22nd. And the rest of these have been on the schedule for a little bit, but hope to see you guys there. And here's page 2. You can always go to adamholly.com and sign up on the mailing list and keep in touch for all of these awesome shows coming up for 2022. So hope to see you out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And this is so funny. I have to say this. Juanita Canley says, we have multicolored Santas and angels and nativity scene. And you know what? We actually do too. I have a few different nutcrackers. Of course, I have my melanated ones, and then I have some that are like lighter brown, and then I have some that are Caucasian, because our household is like a mixture of everything. And actually, I think it was like when Adam Jr. was really small, and I wanted to get a melanated angel for the top of the tree. And Adam, you said, I don't want that on the top of the tree. It only looks like you.
We need representation.
And he said, which one's going to look like me?
We need a brown one for me,
Adam
a caramel
Jr.
one.
And I said, okay. So then we just decided to do the star on top of the tree.
That's
so
funny.
yeah.
I forgot all about that.
So same thing. We have kind of like multicolored things, throughout the house. But this Santa right here is for me.
I like it.
Okay. So, of course, everyone loves to tell us where they're watching from. So, Angie Hunter is watching from Kentucky.
Oh, awesome.
Mike and Crystal say Jersey in the house. Hey, guys.
What's
we'll
up?
see you at South.
Yes, we will.
Gloria Kennedy Bowman. She says, hey, from Columbus, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Isabella watching from Dubai. Hi. And then
Dubai.
Deborah Childs Baker is watching in Diamond Bar right down the freeway.
I just saw her say she's going to see us at Spaghettini.
Oh, nice. I keep forgetting that that you had that show in January.
January 22nd.
Because I feel like it just happened.
Yeah.
But there's another one. Kat Finn says, we painted the Santas brown with shoe polish.
There you go.
And I don't mean to say like back in your day, but I know
Wow,
back in your day.
Here it comes.
Same thing. You probably couldn't find melanated anything. So let's get to Tony Saunders.
Yes, Tony.
When you were when you were doing the interview, Ellen Nakata Harper says, love hearing Tony's backstory, how wonderful about him winning an Emmy, especially at such a young age.
Yeah, that's so incredible. Incredible, and just being around legends at such a young age, but then he took that and had is continuing to have his own incredible career. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then we have, like I said, Joyce Aloya said this interview is great. I think I saw about 12 people say that. Like so many people love getting to know a little bit more about the musicians that we hear or kind of see frequently either at shows or online. And people really, really enjoyed his backstory.
No, 100%.
And when he was playing his song, what song was it again?
So he did The Whispers, Rock Steady.
Right.
Rock
Yeah.
Rock
And
to the break of... I love that
multiple
song.
people said, play that bass. I love hearing the bass. Sheila Singleton said, yep, rock that bass.
Oh, that's
James
awesome.
Creer said he really loved listening to the bass. But it did sound great. It had
He was killing it. And he started scatting along with it. I was like, okay,
so
Tony.
many people were talking about that too.
I didn't know you did that. That was great.
So many people were talking about that. They were like, what?
Yeah. No, it was great.
And you know what's so crazy is Tony, actually, because my sister in Georgia, that's why she actually is in Georgia, because, we're from here in Southern California, Los Angeles, but her job relocated her to Atlanta. She works for Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
And she called me one day and she said, hey, I just talked to this guy and said that he knows Adam. And I was like, oh, really? Who? She said his name's Tony Saunders.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So I don't know. I think, what happened was she had to get his email address to send over some information. And I think his email address says bass or bassman or something like that in it. And she said, "Oh, are you a musician?" And he was going on and telling her, "Yes, you know, I'm a bass artist, a contemporary jazz artist, blah, blah, blah." And she said, "Oh, my brother-in-law, you know, is a jazz artist." And he said, "What's his name?" And she said, "Adam Hawley." And he said, "The Adam Hawley?"
Oh.
And she's like, "Yeah, the one and the same." And he
funny.
was telling her how you guys were working together on some production for him. And he was just saying how nice you were. And he's so sweet. He wanted to just like kind of gift my sister one of his CDs. I think actually he sent 2.
Yep.
So he sent it to our house, and I gave it to my sister, her CDs, and he even signed them for her. Super sweet. But it's just so crazy, like,
small world.
yeah, small
Really
world, how
wild.
things like that
Really
happen.
wild, yeah.
And since he's from NorCal, I'm seeing this. Ellen Nakata Harper says, "Still, I see no NorCal shows for you, Adam."
I know. Let them know.
She said, "Yoshi's or Blue Note needs you."
Yeah, let them know. Let them know at the Blue Note you'd like to see me. And I also saw a request for the Smooth Jazz Cruise. We would love to come back to the Smooth Jazz Cruise. So you know his name, Michael Lazaroff. You gotta let him know you want to see some Adam Hawley there.
But see some Adam Hawley.
But it really does make a difference because everyone and their mother, we're all trying to get on these events and these clubs and these cruises. So the promoters definitely appreciate the feedback because then they know actually who you want to see. So please let them know.
Right. Edgar Correa, he says, "Would love to see you at the Funky Biscuit."
Oh, you know what? I need to reach out to them. That's on me because we were talking about a date, and then the shutdown happened. So thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna put that on the to-do list and reach out to them.
And so many people are just still saying where they're watching from. We have Steve Hall. Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Watching from, is it McKinville?
McMinnville.
Oh, McMinnville.
Yes.
I don't have my glasses. I can't. And the writing is so small on here. Sorry.
That's funny.
In Oregon. And we have Joyce. She's watching from Madison, Connecticut. Joyce Aloya. And then, of course, we have Lori watching from Brea. Yep. And then Linda Boney, she's watching from NYC. Michelle Dahl-Wins in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Shelly said, "Are you still coming to St. Louis?" Yes. I will be there on December 17th at the Grandel. And that's with myself, Phil Denny, and Mark Harris. So very excited. First time in St. Louis. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. And Joy says, "Thanks, Kat, for getting my last name. Some people get flustered." Well, listen, if I know anything about names being butchered, then I know.
Yeah, Catania. Yeah. That's why we go Kat.
Yeah, so my full name is Catania. And I started going by Kat probably in the 7th grade. And actually, one of my friends started calling me that. I didn't do it on my own. But so many people, they just butcher my name so terribly. And I just don't want to hear them say it incorrectly. So I just stick with Kat.
Yeah. What has a nice ring to it? Kat Holly.
It does.
It just, bam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To the point.
So what were you going to say?
Oh,
Sorry.
I was going to say, Terry Silva said, what about Jimmy's Jazz Club in Portsmouth, New Hampshire? Well, you know what, Terry Silva? We're going to be there. We're booked. Bam! We will be there. Jimmy's on Congress in Portsmouth, New Hampshire on March 11th. So in case you don't know, it's about an hour from Boston. We've had a million people ask, when are you coming to Boston? Well, I hope you'll make the drive up to Portsmouth because we're going to be hanging out there. It's a gorgeous club. A bunch of us jazzers have been showing up there. Vincent Ingala and Lindsay Webster, I think, just played there or just about to. So, Terry, hope to see you and hope you bring 30 of your friends. We'll be at Jimmy's on March 11th. It's a Friday night.
Jimmy's.
Yeah.
You guys are so sweet. So many people are saying that they love my name. Oh,
yeah.
I love my name too. Joy Russell Nicholas says, how do you spell Catania? Katonyia. Why my mother added the Y and the I don't know, Grammy. Why did you do that?
Maybe drop that in the comments.
And it actually is a city in the south of Sicily. So whenever we're in Italy, and if someone asks my name or if they see my ID or my passport, they're like Catania, you know?
But it is spelled different. But still,
it is spelled very different.
But pronounced exactly the same
Pronounced
way.
exactly the
Yeah.
same. And
Catania.
same thing with my last names. My maiden last name is Finley, which is Irish.
Yeah.
And then my married last name is Holly, which is also Irish. So
We got the luck of the Irish.
going to Ireland, either passport I have, they're looking at me like,
Yeah. She's faking.
right.
That's funny.
And so, yeah, so many, beautiful name. Never knew Kat was a short name, but love your full name.
Most
Thank
people
you,
ask
Nicole
me, is it
Caselli.
Catherine?
And I just say yes, because I don't
It's
want
easier.
to go through the whole thing of them trying to say it. It's awful. Or like, you know, when you're in the waiting room
Yeah.
at the doctor's office,
Catanaya?
they say Catanaya, Catatonia. And I'm just like, why don't you just say the last name? Why try to butcher someone's name? Then when you correct them, they like say, oh.
You're
And
right.
it's like, well, geez.
I'm always amazed how many people have trouble with Holly. You know, when they're reading it, especially. For some reason, they change the W into an R. They say Harley, or I'll tell them Adam Holly, and then let's say they're looking for it on a list of
Yeah.
names. So then when they come, they already heard me say Holly. When they come across it, oh, Howley.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just said it. So it's funny. I don't know.
It's so weird. And same thing with Finley. They would always say finally. And I'm like, how are we so lost from like English? Because I'm like, obviously if you have the word fine, there's an E at the end. I'm like, there's no E after the end. Like, it's just so weird.
Finally.
Yeah.
Well, last week was Thanksgiving, and so we have a ton of pictures. We gave you guys a little bit of a preview. We kind of listed the ingredients and the items on the menu, but we have pictures, and we had quite an adventure because we had some high winds out here, and so we had some power loss. So anyways, we're going to walk you through our Thanksgiving, but it ended up all's well that ends well. It ended up being amazing, an amazing Thanksgiving. So first, I think we just have some pictures of the menu items. Maybe you can, since you were the the chef, maybe you can walk us through some of these. So
actually, I took this photo for Adam because he was, I think you were at the Thanksgiving service at church.
Yeah.
And I wasn't originally going to have mac and cheese on the menu, but he was like, I got to have mac and cheese. And so I was prepping. I think this was Tuesday, I think. I think this was Tuesday. And I cut a lot of vegetables and I prepped. So I shredded all my cheese. And if you guys have never shredded cheese in a food processor, oh my goodness, you have to start, because it will save your hands and your wrists and your fingers. It will save a lot of wasted cheese that you can't get through the grater. And it takes literally like 5 minutes. So easy. So I put them in Ziploc baggies and kept them in the fridge for a couple of days. So
the mac and cheese was amazing.
So this is the cornbread down at the bottom rack, because it's the base to my cornbread dressing. And then at the top rack are sweet potatoes, because I was baking sweet potatoes for the sweet potato pie. And if you see the little fork holes, that's because juices and everything comes out of the potatoes. And it also helps the heat and the steam get through to help soften them and cook. And so, yeah, and Adam Jr. was so funny. He's like, so why do you have all of this cornbread? What are you making with it? I said, that's the base for the cornbread dressing. He's like, so you're just wasting perfectly good cornbread. I said, no, that's what we're going to be eating, but it's just going to be mixed with other stuff. And he was not having it. So I saved one of those pans solely just for Adam Jr. to eat cornbread.
That is too funny.
So this is me cooking the turkey. For years and years and years, I used to brine the turkey like a day, maybe even 2 days before. It was a whole thing. I had to get a chest or big plastic trash bags, and I would put water, salt, a whole bunch of herbs, and like chicken broth and everything, and just let it sit. But it just got too much. Last year when we were locked down for Thanksgiving, I was like, I'm not doing all of that because it's just us. And I came across this recipe where basically I soak cheesecloth and then wrap it around your turkey or just put it on top because that helps moisture stay in. So when you're going to do the basting, you just put it over the cheesecloth like you would normally do, and then it helps it from not burning as well. So it's perfect.
I'm getting hungry again.
And then this is the turkey when it's all done.
Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful brown color. See all the juices. And then I always stuff and put around in the turkey like thyme, onion, lemon, celery, bell pepper, garlic. Bomb.
Getting hungry again. Oh, there's the finished product of the mac and cheese. That
Finished
turned
product
out
of the mac and cheese.
amazing. I think I ate half of the pan of the mac and cheese.
Robert Crutcher says you have to try fried turkey. So
Ooh.
good. That does sound good.
Oh, this is the appetizers. The
So
charcuterie.
This was the appetizer. My girlfriend, who's more like family, she has a charcuterie business, and she made us a couple of boxes, appetizers, and then there's also shrimp cocktail. And this was perfect, and
was
it's
amazing.
just delicious. She's great. And this, I'm so sorry because I totally forgot to take a photo before it was cut into, and I didn't. I walked by it and I said, I forgot to take a picture, so I just took this for you. This is the infamous olive oil cake that we've been talking about from Little Flower.
Amazing.
And it's just so beautiful. And you see it has cranberries and blackberries, but they put different fruit on top for the season. So of course right now winter, those are the winter fruits, but like in the spring and summer they just put like blueberries, strawberries, just different things. It's so good.
So good. So here is the picture of the generator because we had high winds and it knocked out our power from about 10 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
so crazy. So I had actually bought a generator a year ago and had never needed it. So it needed some light assembly. Took about 30 minutes putting the wheels on and the handle and putting oil in it and gas and getting it going. And then you could see those extension cords. We ran those into the house so that we could get power to the refrigerators, to the microwave.
Yeah.
And then what's pretty funny, well, it wasn't funny at the time, is that we had some junk people come and we had a bunch of stuff we wanted to get rid of, and we were thinking about getting a new grill. So while they were here, we were like, oh, why don't you just take the grill? Because we're going to get a new one. Well, we could have used a grill on last Thursday.
Thanksgiving. So poor Adam had to go to Bass Pro Shops.
Yep.
Yes, they were open on Thanksgiving.
Yep, the only
And
store open.
Get a grill.
Yeah.
And then had to assemble the grill.
Here's me putting it together. It was in literally a million pieces.
Yes.
But it ended up working out. It's a Mr. Steak grill, and it did a fabulous job.
Top of the line for Bass Pro Shop. But we finished off the ham. Grammy finished off the ham on the grill. And we baked biscuits in the grill. And they came out perfectly fine.
Yep. No, it worked
was
out.
like, yeah, pretty amazing. And poor Adam, he threw out his back Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Last Monday. And so he had to do all of this, get the generator out and go shop for a grill, put the grill together, everything on Thanksgiving with a sore back.
It was crazy.
I
It was
know.
crazy. So here's our place settings. You did an amazing job. It was
Thank
so
you.
gorgeous. Thankful.
Thankful.
Hashtag thankful. Grateful.
And this is our little bar cart. So cute. Adam Jr. made those turkeys. He made those Thanksgiving morning. Usually I save, I have like a box of all of his stuff from when he was in elementary school. You know how they make stuff for every season. So I kept all of the Thanksgiving stuff that he's made over the years. And I usually put them on the table or on the wall just for decoration. It's super cute. But a lot of that stuff is still packed in the garage.
Yeah.
So I just had him make new ones, and we decorated the bar cart with it. And then I think someone had asked, either on my Facebook page or something when I showed this picture, the saying back there with the wood border is skull, and that means cheers and good health. And that's a Norwegian word. because Adam is part Norwegian. So we try to incorporate a little bit of all of us in the house.
We got more place settings.
More place settings. So as you guys know, we don't have a dining table.
Still working on it.
So I just made the kitchen island our table, and then our breakfast nook table, and it worked out perfectly fine.
Here it is. Nighttime.
Yeah, so I had to run into the garage because it was getting dark, and I was like, oh my gosh, we need light. And I had some of these little LED lights that I always use for Adam Holly Christmas, and some faux candles I also use. So it was just perfect.
Here's another place setting.
Here's another.
What is this? The breakfast nook?
Yeah, that's our breakfast nook table. So that's really Adam Jr.'s spot. He goes there after school, and he does his homework right there most of the time, and eats, and because he has like a great shot to the TV from there. So
And then here we go. We had the fam come through. So I think we had 9 people total. And this is our cousins, Alan and Navasha. And then we have the full shot here. I think this is almost everybody.
Almost everyone, except for Grammy.
Rufus got in there, though. Look at him.
Rufus got in there. Marley is in there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rufus did pretty good. He was not too cantankerous. So, and this is right near our front door. So that's kind of the walkway into the house there with your mirror.
Robert Zahn says that's amazing. You could pull that off without power. Oh, thank you. But I have to tell you guys that I did, which is such a blessing. I cooked pretty much everything Wednesday night. So, which I normally don't do. Sometimes I just do a few things, or I do all of my prep work. So, cutting vegetables and shredding cheese and just slicing potatoes, all that. But for some reason, I just was like, I don't want to be doing all of this tomorrow. So let me just cook. I made the turkey Wednesday night. I did the mac and cheese Wednesday night. I did the dressing. So everything. The only thing that was left was, of course, like you saw, the ham, the biscuits, and the yams, and the green beans, which I was able to do on the stove because it's gas. But we just had to, light it with a lighter. So,
well, and there was also a huge help just be able to keep the refrigerators going because, man, what a mess, especially the freezer, everything unthaws and you have all that water.
Yeah.
So we were grateful for that. We were able to use the microwave and, of course, the grill we were able to use to heat some things up and cook the biscuits. So it worked out in the end. I definitely enjoyed some several trips to the bar cart.
Yes. Definitely. Oh,
to make
I
up
felt
for
so
it.
bad for you. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, and somebody was very nice enough to ask about my back. It is doing better. I went and saw a chiropractor yesterday, and they adjusted me, and a big difference. It's not 100%, but definitely a lot better.
So, a lot better. So we've gotten the chiropractor out of the way. Now we need to get, like some deep tissue massage, or maybe even cupping, or even acupuncture. So just a few different things so we can get Adam back right and ready.
100%. Yeah, we're hitting the road in 2 weeks, so we gotta get it right.
You guys are so sweet. You guys are saying I'm laughing because Adam says this all the time, and particularly when I'm cleaning, because he says, okay, so Vicki Dennis says, this is right out of Better Homes and Garden. Are you sure you are in the right profession?
Yeah. Well, everyone says that you should do
says
cooking or event planning.
Everyone says that.
Yeah, you're so talented at it.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone. I even have friends that have asked me to decorate their homes or just do stuff for them. Everyone asks me that.
Yeah.
But Adam, he, like, if I want something a certain way, he's like, it doesn't have to be Better Homes and Gardens.
That is a direct quote.
And I'm like, yes, it does.
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm like, no. Because I like things too. I feel like because we travel so much, I don't know. Some people hate it, but I do like it. I like the aesthetic of certain hotels, and I like how comfortable I feel when I'm in a hotel or in a hotel room, depending on the type of hotel, because there's some that are not very comfortable. But that's how I like my space to be. I think what changed that was after I had my car accident years ago and I injured my spine really terribly, and I just was really sick and hurt for a long time. And I never wanted to be in my bedroom. I felt like the colors were too dark. I didn't like my bedding, everything like that. And so I really started researching and coming to the terms of like your surroundings helping you heal, and really digging into your moods and your emotions, and kind of just having like a spiritual connection with your space. And then that's how I feel when I'm in a hotel, because I just feel fresh and I feel, just relaxed and everything. So that's how I like the house to look. So I don't like clutter. I don't like things in corners that aren't decorative. Everything is very like light, neutral colors. We have dark colors somewhere, but just very fresh looking, because our lives are so chaotic with how busy we are all the time and how much we travel. And especially now, living through a pandemic, I just feel like it's we're just living one day at a time through all of this craziness. So definitely coming into our space and it just feeling bright and open and serene, and just, it really helps your mood and like how you live.
Yeah.
So it does
100%.
have to look like Better Homes and Gardens.
Well, there you go. There's the explanation. Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much, honey, as always.
You're welcome.
And we'll have to get to any Ask Adams next week.
Okay.
But appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. We had such a blast. Thanks to Tony for coming through. And we hope you all tune in next week for another live episode of AH Live. But I'm going to take you out with a tune that I cut my teeth on. It's a little bit of Spyro Gyra. gentlemen, it was an honor to spend another Wednesday with you. We had the incredible Tony Saunders in the house all the way from the Bay Area. Please support him. Check him out on social media. Grab a couple of his records. He's on all of the digital platforms, so check out his music, Tony Saunders. And we hope to see you all next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night.